I'm Mitchell Levy, global credibility expert. You want to watch this episode, particularly if you're a coach, an executive coach or consultant, because the question is, how do you build your credibility as a coach? So this is a great question. How do you build your credibility as a coach or a consultant? Well, first of all, you have to have credibility. Credibility is the quality in which you're trusted, known, and liked. And under trust, it is really focused on authenticity, external integrity, vulnerability, and coachability. Under being known, it's being a servant leader. It's having internal integrity, having the intent and commitment to do the right thing. And under being likable, it's sharing your stage, spreading Credust, and it's showing respect by showing up when you show up. Those 10 skills are appropriate and necessary, maybe some more than others, in order for you to be credible. Take a look at the book Credibility Nation. You can actually go to the membership site, Credibility Nation, or watch the TEDx, We Are Losing Our Humanity. And I'm tired of watching it happen, where I actually go through the 10 skills associated with credibility. So first C is to actually be credible, and each and every day, work on yourself. You need to show up as your credible self. You need to be credible internally before you could be credible externally. It doesn't matter how many people tell who you are and what you do. If you're not credible internally, it will show through. Period. Second C is clarity. Having the clarity when you speak, both synchronously and when people see you asynchronously. Having the clarity that they know exactly what you are a coach of or who you are a coach for. The concept I have is a CPoP. It's a customer point of pain, customer point of purpose, customer point of pleasure. It is an opportunity for you to, within 10 words or less, be able to describe who you serve and the pain point you address. It's important for you to do that so that people absolutely, they're only going to give you seconds of time, that they actually see you as someone who could solve the problem. Or even better, they've sort of run across you. They want to recommend you to a friend, but they're not going to recommend you if they go to your website and it looks different than your LinkedIn. It looks different than anything else. So if you have a CPoP, mine's 4 words. Businesses that feel invisible. Feel free to take a look at what we do on Thought Leader Life. Go to Credibility Nation. There's a 30-minute course on how to articulate your CPoP. If you can articulate your CPoP, businesses that feel invisible, that is scattered everywhere. Take a look at my LinkedIn profile. You'll see that it's in the image behind me. It's in the tagline. I then go ahead and explain it. And then what services do I provide for those businesses that actually are invisible? And there's a number of different ways why companies will be invisible. And the question I want to ask you is, who do you serve? And what is the pain point you serve? Don't say, I do this or we do that. In essence, who do you serve? So, the best way to go about doing that is to say the types of clients that are typically attracted to me. And in my case, businesses that feel invisible. What's your case? Send me a note at the bottom. I'd love to hear it. Or go to Credibility Nation, take the course, and then type in your CPoP and have our community comment back on whether or not they feel comfortable, that it makes sense in terms of what you're saying and what you do. You need to have clarity, not just in how you speak to people. You can't say, well, this is the type of people I coach, and then say, oh, it's too bad you don't coach these people. And then you go, oh, wait, I do that too. Stay focused. Have clarity of who you serve and how you serve them, and stay focused on that. Not just how you show up synchronously, but also asynchronously, your websites, your social media, anything you put out there. You basically want to have that clarity. And that leads to the third C, which is consistency. As I mentioned as part of clarity, make sure it's everywhere. Make sure you're consistent everywhere. Make sure that if you are recommended by somebody else, that somebody Googles your name, that you show up consistently with how the person who recommended you and what they recommended you for. That level of consistency will build your credibility. Now, here's what's really interesting. If you're consistent, the question is, where should you be consistent? Easy answer, if you have the clarity of who you serve and the pain point they address, well, where do they hang out? What magazines, what newspapers, what websites, what social media platforms, where is it that your audience hangs out? And what you want to do is you need to hang out in the places they hang out. They need to see you. They need to know you. They need to see you consistently so that over time, when they are ready, or maybe they're ready because you prompt them with an interesting article, but maybe they're ready when one of their friends tells them. Maybe they're ready because, hey, it's time. It's the beginning of the year. I'm ready. Maybe it's ready because they had a birthday. Maybe it's ready because something happened at work. There's many different reasons why and when they'll be ready. And you need to be, and you want to be playing in the places they play so that they see you and that you're consistently showing up as someone that is adding value to the world, that is a servant leader, and that can help them. When I say the world, it is their world. It's within the small confines of the audience that you share. All right, let's talk about the fourth one. Curiosity. You need to be curious about who your clients are. You need to be curious about who your prospects are. You need to be curious about what they're asking. What are they curious about? You need to be curious about what your competitors are doing to solve the issues. You need to be curious about best practices in the space. And you want to go back to consistency, consistently share that. Even sharing your competitors' best practices, I call that spreading Credust, sharing the ideas, thoughts, and wisdom of those people, of those competitors of yours that are doing good stuff. Well, share it. Your audience will appreciate you. By the way, your competitors will appreciate you. And you're going to be looked at as that person who is credible because you're a servant leader, because you care that your audience ends up being better. And if there are your competitors doing cool things, let them know. Those people who are attracted to you, they will be attracted regardless of what your competitors are doing. Right? So you just need to be curious to see what's going on in the marketplace. You need to be curious to know what's changing over time because, you blink an eye in today's world, whether it's 1 day, 1 month, 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, 10 years, that's a super long time. Things have morphed so many new times. So you have to be curious. You have to be curious because what you've been doing that's been successful today won't be successful tomorrow. What you're doing that was successful yesterday won't be successful today. And the last thing, the last C, the fifth one, is to have courage. You need to have the courage in terms of building credibility to go out and do things that nobody else is doing, if it makes sense. You need to have the courage to break your business models and start over. You need to have the courage to go to clients and fire them if it doesn't make sense. You need to have the courage to go to prospects and make deals like, listen, I'm going to work for free, and if I achieve this amount of success, this is what you pay me. You need to have the courage to try new business models, new approaches. You need to have the courage to go out there and play in such a way where you're having fun, you're living to your core values, you're adjusting continuously in terms of who you are and what you do, and your audience, both your existing client base today and those moving forward, they fall in love with who you are and what you're doing. They get excited about your ability to solve their issue. They get excited about wanting to be with you and be around you. So credibility is not how many people in the world know you and that you're known around the globe for a certain area. Maybe for some people it is. But if you are really good, number 2, on clarity on who you serve and the pain point you address, you're really crystal clear, you get to define your audience. Play in the playground that your audience is playing in. Have the courage and have the curiosity to continue to learn and grow and morph. And over time, if you're playing in the places where your clients play, you're going to continue to build not just on that internal integrity, that's where it starts, but you're going to continue to build on the external courage, the internal credibility that people are actually looking at you and they're comfortable coming to you as a client, comfortable you recommending you as a client or as a partner or as a friend, and life becomes a whole lot better. So in this episode, we talked about the 5 C's necessary to build your credibility. First, C, being credible. Second is having clarity. Third is being consistent. Fourth is being curious. And fifth is having courage. If you focus on those 5 C's, what will happen over time is your credibility will continue to grow in the audience, in the place that you play. And I hope you found this useful. Look forward to hearing your feedback. Click on the like button, share with your friends, and we'll see you at the next episode of Dear Credibility Expert. Thanks. Bye now.